Hello guys, welcome to the stream. It's the last race of the season here in ISRL Formula Season 3 final, for the final time this season. Yeah, so for the final time this season we go racing here for Formula, and it is all on the line, although unfortunately it's still not going to get any more than, which is kind of saddening, but that's just the way it is. I don't want it to be the way it is, but it is the way it is. Hopefully next season we can see more numbers and a more populated lobby to do the racing, but it looks like we're getting qualifying underway shortly. Walter's joined the room, so we now got an 8th person. Whether we get any more, I don't know at the moment now. So, here we go then. For the final time this season, and with the championship on the line as well. There are some decent Group 3 races that ended this season, but it is all to a head now. Just give me a second, just bear with me a minute. I'm just here we go then. It's all on the line for the championship then. We've got Raiden and Fuji, who are separated by just quite simply 2 points in the championship, so that's going to be quite close then. We've got the stone-aged motorsport cars of Nike and Wittmann, the Northmen of Luckman and Fuji, although Hubi's stepping in for Luckman on this occasion, and the Red Bulls of Ruti and Raiden fighting for the team's championship. They're all very close. It is all very much on the line. We've also going to have Walter, who's just there, I suppose, and Hunt is there, and I believe we're expecting M3 guy who will just sub for someone. We'll get to that point when we get there. So we will be ready to get racing shortly, hopefully qualifying. We'll probably be getting underway when M3 guy joins us, or they'll stop checking in the qualifying. Make sure everyone is all good for the final time of the season. It's been a great season. It's been a long season, 10 races, longest ever in ISRL. They're usually around about 8, but we chose to break the mold and go for 10. Whether it'll be 10 races next season, I don't know. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it. So we just watched some of the drivers go through on the final bit of practice. A final bit of practice now. Stub check is in 5 minutes, and then we should be ready to rumble with the race, and we should all be good to go. Lorenzi, Raiden is here. He is, yeah, he's racing, he's going for the championship. There he is. He needs to outscore Fuji by 2 points, which you wouldn't expect me much of a challenge. Basically, he needs to finish ahead of Fuji. Fuji will be doing everything he can to make sure that doesn't happen. Got the popcorn ready. This should hopefully be an exciting title decider. The team's championship is up for grabs. The drivers' championship is up for grabs, and there's a number of battles in the midfield that could be resolved if, we had a full grid, but unfortunately we don't. And it has been an exciting season. Here comes Walter just cruising around into turn 1 in the Walter car. His teammate's not here, unfortunately, but it's still also going to be making the showing then to the top 6. They're going to want to try to score as many points as they can because they're going to be racing for it. And whilst you could think that there might be team orders implied, I mean, Red Bull, I believe, have already said there was a possibility of team orders should Ruti ever end up ahead of Raiden, that Ruti would obligedly move out of the way, which you'd expect. Whether Hupe and Fubuki have similar team orders to aid Fubuki's title to sign. Here comes then Free Guy, who'll be subbing in for one of the drivers when we get there, but it is all promising to be a cracking drive. And I for one am kind of excited because to get this going. Have a look at Raiden. I'm looking at Raiden, there's no special about Raiden. Hunty has got a penalty, so there's no surprise there then. Hunty's already practicing his cheating ways in the Toyota. Absolutely cheater that he is, that Hunty is a cheater and he's continuing to cheat. I believe this is possibly, I think it's Hunty's final Super Formula race as well. We are touching tips. You're also cheating, Hunter. Like, we've got it on camera now. You've got a big red penalty above your head. So you are cheating as we ride on board with Hunter. We can see that you're cheating. You've kind of got it right there that you're cheating. That you've cut a corner somewhere and, you know, it's not ideal. But it's stuck check time for the final time this season. We have 9 drivers. So for the final hurrah, here we go then, in the Super Formula League. It's been a good season, and here we go for the final time. It is race day at the Fuji International Circuit. I believe this track was actually chosen by Hunty, so, you know, in the event that all the drivers got to choose a track, which I think we're doing next season as well. Here we go then. So it is stop check time. 18 laps are ahead of us here in Fuji. And the stock check is getting underway now, and away they go. And there's someone in reverse. It is Raiden in reverse. Let's just inform Raiden of changing the laps. As they bail out of the stock check. As Wittmann bounces, oh, that's quite the impact. Wittmann took quite some air, but that does make qualifying a go, go, go. 9 drivers. We'll see who is going to start on pole and who is going to start last for the final race of the season. Paris this season. We'll see what the people are going to be doing for this final race. Then it's all on the line, really. The championship, Raiden and Fubuki. I don't know if there's been a race that's much more important for them than this. But Raiden's first ever championship in the ISRL was the Season 3 Group 3 title, of which he managed to take here at Fuji. So he's had a good title track record. I don't know. I do not believe Fubuki has ever had an ISRL championship. So this could be the first to his name. Have your imaginary Fubuki match. So I think it's clear he also pointing for the championship. He has the advantage with the drop route taken into account, but only 2 points. It's barely an advantage. It can easily swing the other way, and I think here we go then. It's going to be an all-important qualifying session, and hopefully we see Fubuki and Raiden battling it out wheel to wheel for the Drivers' Championship. That is what we've come here to see, and that's hopefully what we'll come here to get fighting for the championship. Wheel to wheel, that's what we want. Hubi, who last subbed for Ruti at Maggiore, ended up winning that race. So there's it then, can move off with another championship. So Lorenzi, I don't think is supporting Raiden for the title on the accounts that Raiden has too many titles. But as we watch Fuji now start his flying up down the main straight, maxing out at 188 miles an hour. Hard on the brakes for turn 1, go hairpin like turn 1. Very tight corner then as we switch down through turn 2, which is barely a corner, but we're going to call it a corner anyway. And then it's turn 3, a long turn 4 at Fuji. As Fuji runs slightly wide through turn 4, a long corner around, which switches into turn 5. I'm just counting up the corners for my own sake here, but there's turn 5. As far as key overtaking spots go, I think turn 1, maybe turn 5, and possibly the chicane at the bottom of this section here. Probably some major overtaking spots. The final sector is very tight, very twisty, but the track itself is quite wide. We've got this chicane added on for this Super Formula race as Fuji gets a little bit twitchy there, but the track is very wide at most parts. You can have some wheel-to-wheel battles, and you can have wheel-to-wheel battles around here for this final sector as you're trying to get ahead. There is Mount Fuji overlooking all the action in the background, standing high and mighty, shadowing the circuit. As out to the final corner, it's crucial to get a great exit out of that final corner. Does Fuji finish the lap or bail into the pits? It looks like he's going to finish the lap, and he does. And the time they're all going to have to chase now is going to be a 1 minute 24.8. What does Wittmann do in retaliation though? Is he going to be quicker? Is he going to be slower? He is quicker, and Fuji goes quicker still. The next person across the line, M3 guy who crosses, who's already done his lap. Ruti moves up into 4th place. Here comes Raiden now to cross the line, and he's gone with a 23.1 up into the 23s. Here comes Night Connor, the next man to cross the line, and he's not in the 23s, he's a 24.4. And it's Walter who will be next. Hunty, who had the last two to go for the champion for the points tally. Points? Qualifying lap, the last ones to set a lap time. I don't know what's going on. Any chance of a tie? Not really, I don't think there is. Because if Raiden P4, Fubs P5, it would be actually, yeah, in that I believe evening BTCC League, I imagine that's Luckman. Raiden P4, Fubs P5, that would, I imagine, put... Yes, it would be a tie, because Raiden's lowest result that's been dropped at the moment is that 4th place, so it would, that is the only way they could finish a tie, is if Raiden finishes 4th and Fuji finishes 5th. And in the event of that happening, Fuji would take the championship on account of him winning more races. But at the moment, it is Raiden on pole position and Fuji in 5th place. He's down the order, he's 1.7 seconds off his key title rival, and he has fitted a set of soft tyres on now, and he's ready to go chase that lap time and hope that that gap becomes significantly lowered. There's Ruth coming out of pits as well. He's down in 6th, a long way off his teammate who sits behind him at the moment. I think someone's just coming through to finish a lap time. I think that was Wittmann. No, it was Night Donner, who is currently running 4th on that 2nd row with his teammate, but it is Raiden and Fuji, who was Raiden's teammate for that race in Maggiore, of which Fuji took the victory. Wittmann, Fuji and whoever, please get 1, 2 and 3. The interesting thing is, though, I believe if Raiden finishes 5th or lower, that would then be his lowest round. That would change the outcome of the championship. Raiden needs to not finish on the podium for Fuji to win, I think. But Fuji just, even so, I think if Raiden just finishes ahead of Fuji and the points gathered is more than 2, then Raiden. Series 1 and Season 1 and Season 2, both of which were won in the penultimate race this season. He won his, I believe the first Super Formula Championship was won here by Raiden as well. So it's not like he's a stranger to winning a Super Formula Championship in this Fuji race. He is a stranger to winning a Super Formula Championship in the final race, and there's going to be a lot of pressure on their shoulders. 2 attempts behind on the lap time of Fuji, but he's wrestling that car there through the Northman car, and he's been given a penalty for his efforts, and that's going to cost him as he slows down for the penalty, and that's not going to be an improved time. What about Raiden, who is 7 tenths clear of Fuji, as Fuji picks up a penalty as well. So Raiden's looking a long way ahead at the moment for pole position, but as we know, points are won in the races, and the race could easily go wrong. We've seen Raiden make mistakes over the course of the season, and he's now picked up a penalty. So they all seem to be picking up penalties on certain parts of the track as Wittmann runs a bit wide there at the end of the lap and getting a bit tail happy coming off the grass, and that's going to slow him down, so that's not going to be an improved lap time from his teammates. Not too far off, he's on an outlap as Fuji's still got that penalty. He kind of needs to get rid of it because otherwise it will be an invalid lap next, I believe. Unless of course he chooses to bail into the pits, and we'll watch, and I think that's a pit stop for Fuji, and I think he's going for a fresh set of softs. He might get one final lap then. Fuji's had pole positions in the past. Can he get more? Here comes Wittmann. Wittmann's in as well. Fuji stays out though. His teammate, oh no, it doesn't. Fuji pits in. Here comes Raiden just trundling along, trying to find the gap. I think he's trying to tow his teammate down the main straight. I think there's some team tactics at play at Red Bull at the moment, and Fuji trying to get the slipstream of his teammate, although Raiden puts it in the lap. So maybe Fuji was trying to get the slipstream, and that helped him improve his time, and he has gone ahead of Fuji, and that could be crucial for the championship if Fuji wants to try and help his teammate win the title this season. Meanwhile, at the back we've got Walter and 3 guy Hunter. We could expect these 3 to be pretty close to each other, or at least we kind of hope they get pretty close to each other, as there's only 3 representing the midfield at the moment. There's also talk, so it could be Hunter's last ever Super Formula race, so he wants to go out on high. Here we go then, here comes Fuji down into the chicane. He's on an outlap. Where is Fuji? Is he doing a flying lap right now? He's still doing an outlap. He might get another 2 laps in, because it's a 10-minute qualifying. We've done 8.5 minutes, just over 8.5 minutes. So we'll get another, I think he'll definitely get this flying lap in. He might get a second one as well at the end. Fuji's on a flying lap, but he's apparently 9 seconds down, so I can't imagine he's really going for it. Raiden is on an outlap, so he's going to get one more. But here is Fuji. This could be an all-important lap now. We're going to ride on board with Fuji in what could be the all-important lap time to grab now. Hard on the brakes into turn 1. Kept it nice and smooth, kept it facing the right way. It's easy to get ahead of yourself and end up spinning on the wheel spin of this Super Formula car. He's a 10 foot, but wouldn't be enough to put him ahead of Fuji as he comes now through turn 3 and 4, the long turn 4, trying to find his